Hi, today I'm going to talk about a little bit about microdermabrasion and peels and how we can actually space them to achieve a glowing radiant skin. Microdermabrasion, as I have explained earlier, it is a technique to actually exfoliate the skin to remove the dead skin cells. And so when you are doing microdermabrasion, it helps to kind of take off some deep-rooted whiteheads, blackheads, and the dead cells of the skin. So as a process, our skin sheds regularly, but what happens is it might not shed evenly, and that might be one of the reasons that the skin doesn't look it looks dull and dry. So just to give you a basic example of what I mean, let's say I wash my skin and I give more pressure on my cheeks, then the skin here is going to come off. But if my pressure is not even, there might be dead skin layers on other parts of the face. Also, exfoliation, which is done manually with scrubs, again, same thing. If the pressure is not equal, it will not come off. Also, um, as I said, blackheads and whiteheads with microdermabrasion, they come off easily because the pressure is even. It works on the suction technique, so they are kind of pulled onto the surface of the skin. So ideally, you could do microdermabrasion once a month. If you are taking your facials regularly, you might even do it every second month. Because while you do facials, the exfoliation part is taken care of. You also get facial massage and steam, so the skin layers peel off easily. Also about the peel. Now, how often should you take peel? It depends on which peel you are taking. So I'll talk about peels in depth some other time, but um, I would say if you are using peel pads, you could use them twice a week. And if you are using something like lactic acid peel, that could be used once a month, but that should be done under supervision. Also, never overdo the peels because basically it's just exfoliating, right? So it's peeling off the skin. And if you keep on overdoing it, you are making your skin thin, which you wouldn't want to do. So to keep a balanced skin pH, it's important that you never overdo any of these. Also, I would recommend that it's good to take facials once a month. It is not for beauty, it is just like hygiene of the skin. It helps to clean the areas where your hands sometimes don't go, and also evenly work on the skin. And while you take, let's say you take facial and you would be going to see a cosmetologist or esthetician, they would be able to see closer, look at your skin closely and tell you as to what might be needed. Because sometimes I have had questions where people would say they feel their skin is oily, so what should they apply? But to me, visibly, they have so many wrinkles and fine lines, which are not usual for somebody who has oily skin. So what happens is we misjudge our skin sometimes. So let's say somebody has oily nose or oily cheeks and nose, or pore size is a little bigger, so more oil is coming, or maybe the product that they are using makes their skin feel oily. So they would think their skin is oily, but honestly, it might be just overactive sebaceous glands on some parts of your face. But when you don't use proper products, that leads to static lines and deep lines and fine lines and wrinkles. So it's very important that you actually see a skin specialist. You kind of will be able to understand as to what kind of product is needed. Don't hesitate to use two different kind of masks if you have different skin on the T-zone. So usually T-zone is this way, or some people might even have oiliness on their cheeks. So don't hesitate to use oily skin mask where your skin is oily, and if your skin is dry, let's say chin or upper lip, usually these areas become dry. You should use something which is more hydrating. Face mask could be used 2 to 3 times a week, depending on what kind of face mask you use and how is your skin condition. Try to use natural ingredients if possible. The penetration of the product is very dependent on what kind of skin you have. As I said, if your skin has a lot of dead skin, your skin might not be able to absorb the nutrients and minerals from the mask. So it's important that you take care of the exfoliation part. That's why I always recommend that you should apply your serums only after you have cleansed and um, scrubbed off your skin. And when you are using natural ingredients, it's safe to do it twice a week or even thrice a week, depending on, again, what kind of product and how your skin is. But so how do you maintain a gap between microdermabrasion and peel? So I would say once, let's say in the month of January, you take a facial. So, and in that facial, you get a peel. Then probably next month, you could go for microdermabrasion. And you could be using peel pads in between your two facials. So you, as a home care regime, or if you need deeper peels, you could do the microdermabrasion 1 month and peel in the next month.